डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello friends, Namaskar. I, Dr. Bhavna Trivedi, welcome you all to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University video lecture series. Today, I am going to talk about the characteristic difference between modernism and postmodernism. That is one of the topics of unit number 3 of paper 6. Modernism is widely used to identify new and distinctive features in the subjects, forms, concepts, and styles of literature, especially after World War I. It involves deliberate and radical break of both Western art and culture in general. The precursors of modernism question the certainties that had supported the traditional mode of social structure, religion, morality, and other traditional ways related to human existence. The major precursors of modernism are Friedrich Nietzsche, Karl Marx, Sigmund Freud, and James Frazer. 1922 was a monumental year of modernist innovation, as it was the year of James Joyce's Ulysses, T.S. Eliot's The Waste Land, and Virginia Woolf's Jacob's Room, as well as many other experimental works. Postmodernism is applied to the literature and art created after World War II, though it marks the continuation in different form and even sometimes found applying extreme of counter-traditional experiments of modernism. It is also found applying diverse efforts to break away from modernist efforts. All the postmodernist writers try to break away from the set principles and looked for the alternatives that suit to their thinking. Them focuses on the meaninglessness, purposelessness, and absurdity of human existence. The literature and art of postmodernism was highly affected by mass extermination, the threat of total destruction by the atomic bomb, the progressive devastation of environment, and the ominous fact of overpopulation. Let us see now major writers of both the movements. Modernism are Joseph Conrad, T.S. Eliot, Ernest Hemingway, D.H. Lawrence, G.B. Shaw, Virginia Woolf, and W.B. Yeats. Major writers of postmodernism are Toni Morrison, Vladimir Nabokov, William Burroughs, Samuel Beckett, William Gibson, Salman Rushdie, Paul Auster, Margaret Atwood, Kurt Vonnegut, Julia Bernice, Kathy Acker, John Fowles, Ismail Reed, and Angela Carter. The shift of modernism to postmodernism can be understood by some specific characteristics. Like, say, for example, modernism is marked with symbolism and romanticism, while postmodernism is marked with pietism. Romanticism encompasses a wide range of cultural, intellectual, and political activities. It is a different way of comprehending a modern world that had removed human expression and feeling from notions of productivity and knowledge. In this sense, the major works sought to imbue the modern world with the virtues they thought were being lost, like beauty, subjectivity, love of nature, and spirituality, and resorting on Gothic aesthetic medieval. Symbolism designates the idea that there exist inherent and systematic analogies between the human mind and outer world, also between the material and spiritual worlds. Everything in the natural as well as spiritual world is correspondent to human existence. Say, for example, The Waste Land by T.S. Eliot. While postmodernism is marked with characteristics like pataphysics and deism. Pataphysics is the expression which is beyond or above metaphysics. Pataphysics deals with the imagery or virtual nature of things. Deism is a movement based on deliberate irrationality and negation of traditional artistic values. See the image, deism is found in art also, like literature. The images are full of distortion and fragmentation. Total irrationality is found in the pictures in art. Modernism is also marked with form. A form is used to designate a genre or literary type, like lyrical form, short story form, etc., or even for patterns or meter, lines and rhymes also. In Greek, a form is equivalent to idea, the term for critical concept. So, the form of a work is the principle that determines how a work is ordered and organized. Postmodernism is marked with anti form, in the sense that most of the literature, they show an interest in merging boundaries or in decentering of the narrative. The postmodernist work often dissolves boundaries between genres and bring together diverse forms and styles in one single work. It's all about, you can say, distortion and fragmentation. The anti-form focus is more on the process, performance, and ultimately they are interested in maintaining the total product of the work rather than maintaining the minutes of the work. The modernist literature is marked with specific purpose and design. The text have certain goals. Literature has got social, environmental, and other life-oriented issues to address upon, and therefore text come up with specific designs. One can experience a sense of order and law while reading the text. While the main artist of the postmodernism purely rebuff reason, logic, and rationality in favor of chance. It is all about open play. The meaning of the text is not fixed, nothing is certain, or we can say that the play or chance determines the connotation of the text. We have excellent example of Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Means God. The feeling over here, nothing is certain in this, life runs throughout the play. Nothing happens, nobody comes, nobody goes. It's awful. It is a very famous line of this particular play. A reader can easily, feel the sense of indeterminacy. In this sense, we can say the movement is explicitly political, representing extreme leftist views. Modernism is marked with the scholastic language and classical representation. Here, art is taken as an object and presented with all artistic keen insight and minutes. So the piece of literature becomes the finished product. While the literature of postmodernism is marked with pauses and silence, a sense of purposelessness, meaninglessness, and futility is found prevailing. So the reader experiences the sense of exhaustion. Here, the text itself is the process. A reader has to be with what is being performed in the present. It's all about subtle emotional interaction between text and reader, and that too is very reticent. So a lot of silence is found, and that is the characteristic note of the text. Synthesis is an important characteristic of modernism. To synthesize means to join. The literature of modernism is marked with the trait of synthesis, in the sense that it signifies the experience of two or more modes of sensation when only one sense is being stimulated. The term is applied to the description of only one mode of sensation in terms of another. Like we often say, loud colors, bright sounds, sweet music. Antithesis is important characteristic of postmodernism. It is a contrast or opposition in the meanings, phrases or clauses found in form of parallelism in given structure. It is generally highlighted by alliteration. Say, for example, we must learn live together as brothers or perish together as fools. A lot of use of a figure of speech is found in the text of postmodernism. Modernist literature was hierarchical in the sense that the writers used to employ a variety of formal elaborations that separate literary language from ordinary speech. While in case of postmodernist literature, we find complete chaos of form and structure. There is no order taking logos or ideas. So there is found anarchy. The literal meaning of anarchy is a state of lawlessness due to absence of any authority. A sense of fragmentation, distortion is found prevailing. A reflection of schizophrenic mind is seen throughout the text. Semantics is the study of meanings of the words. The literature of modernist writers is marked with a sense of semantic. That is to say, one can go on deriving meanings while reading as it is organized with specific form, with lots of allusive meanings and appropriate logos. It has got specific purpose, so ultimately becomes a finished product. While rhetoric is what Aristotle defines in his Poetics, the art of discovering all the available means of persuasion in any given case. Here, the main focus is on the means and devices that an orator uses in order to achieve the intellectual and emotional effects on the audience. The aim is to persuade the audience to accede to the point of view. We find rhetorical language as a key feature of the postmodernist literature. Say, for example, the utterance of Valdemar in Waiting for Godot. Tomorrow, when I wake or think I do, what shall I say? That with estrogen, my friend, at this place, until the fall of night. Wait for Godot. Metaphor is a figure of speech that compares two distinctively different things. That is to say, that they are not related by directly referring to one thing while mentioning another. For example, when Robert Burns says, "My love is like a red, red rose," it is a simile. But had Burns uttered, "My love is a red, red rose," it would have been a metaphor. The modernist literature is highly metaphoric, as most of the major writers have used it extensively. The literal meaning of metonymy is change of name. Here, one thing is applied to another with which it has become closely associated because of a recurrent relation in common experience. So, we can say every age is marked with certain characteristics, and shift is found with major writers. Say, for example, previously we had shift from theocentric society to anthropocentric society. That is what we call Renaissance, right? So literature of so and so period with certain specific characteristic can name the specific period, can be named as the specific period. Thank you.
स्वाध्यायः परः